Hey, we're the basic bitches.
We bitch, moan, and complain about life's problems.
I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Ben.
Now let's talk about some shit.
Today's topic, fucked up stories from our childhood.
So we were just talking about this like literally 2 seconds ago.
And then we decided to make it our new podcast.
Cause we didn't realize how messed up we were as children.
It really comes as no surprise to me.
Are you saying something about my character?
Yeah, you fucked up.
So are you.
Not as bad as you.
Squeeze me.
You know it, true.
I think I just had anger issues because of like my whole parents getting divorced and shit. And I just had to take it out on other people around me.
And my problem was that I was always a little different. A little guy. So yeah, I never really fit in.
I feel like you need to start.
Okay, I'm gonna start it. So I was a very awkward child because I was always like really shy just because I was so unsure of myself because like I always knew I was different, like being gay and like being slightly feminine and then like being super tall and like so everyone always noticed me and like it took me a really long time to realize that people weren't looking at me because like they thought there was something wrong with me, like they're always looking at me because I'm so tall. And be like, oh, you're so good looking and so tall. I'm like, thank you. But like, it never really registered in my mind. It's like, that's why people are always looking at me and noticing me. But yeah, so I just had like some self-esteem issues and all that kind of stuff when I was younger. Because I just didn't understand who I was. And I took it out on this one girl that went to my school. So I went to this little Catholic elementary school. So, of course, that made me even more fucked up than anyone else. Because those schools should not exist. It's so bad. So, there were like, I don't know, 50 people in like my entire grade.
Yeah.
So, we all knew each other and everything. There's this one girl who we all called the fat bitch because she was fat and a bitch. So, yeah. I don't know, remember why, but like for some reason we were fighting. And this was in 3rd grade. So, it's like we weren't even old enough to really have anything to fight about. So I have no idea what it is. But like she just kept on harassing me. So it got to the point where I started this little club called let's see, what should I call her? I'll call her Jenna.
From like awkward.
Yes.
Is that why you got
I'll
that
tell
name?
you later why I thought of that.
Okay,
Anyway, so it was the Jenna Should Commit Suicide Club. Cause I'm just like, okay, this bitch needs to die, and like I'm not gonna kill someone. That's not in my nature. That's not what I'm about. So I started the club to try to convince her to commit suicide, and like quite a few people were joining, and most of them were like, "What's suicide?" And of course, me being the fucked up kid that I was, like, it's when you kill yourself, and they're like, "What?" I was always like that. Like, I knew things before everyone else.
You know what's weird? I was kind of that way too, but that was mainly because our now one friend that's changed in many ways told me things.
It was the same for me. It was the friend that you know of. She always, like, that's where I learned everything from. Because, like, I'm the oldest. Like, I come from a very, like, conservative household. So, like, I never learned this stuff at home. It was all through this one friend.
Yeah.
It just completely screwed me up.
And it also didn't help that one time many moons ago when I was younger, I wanted to watch The Little Nutcracker because, that was my fave movie when I was little. I put the tape in. It has like the credits, starting at what you would typically see, in the beginning of a movie. And then it changed into a very pornographic movie. It was this one girl, and she was pregnant and naked. And then there was a man with an erected penis. And I don't know how this was possible, but like he was balancing her on his dick from a pregnant belly or whatever.
That's what your dad's into?
It was either my dad or my brother.
So awkward.
So, but my mom thinks it was probably my dad.
The things you've told me about your dad's like sexuality freaks me out.
Yeah, I have found very um different pornographic pictures on like the computer at our house because I had to use it for like printing out school picture project stuff, and I would accidentally find nude pictures in folders. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd react if like my dad were like that, but luckily he's not at all.
So yeah. And I think I accidentally found like a nudie magazine in one of his drawers too. So it's like, ugh. I'm like, now I know why I have such a high sex drive, which is now gone.
That's good.
But anyways, proceed.
I don't even know where I was at this point.
Suicide Club.
Oh yeah. So we started the Suicide Club, and then I mean word spread around. A bunch of people were joining, and then my principal ended up coming and talking to me. Like I heard over the intercom, like, "Bang, get your ass down to the principal's office." I'm like, what? And then I remember it was really weird because she didn't even like bring me into her office. She brought me into the lunchroom.
That's really weird.
Why? I don't even remember. But then she's all like, "Ben, like, what is this about a suicide club?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about." I was like really manipulative back then.
Yeah, I can see that.
But then she's like, "This is not okay." So then I, of course, being the smart child I was.
You know what's funny? When I had your mom as a teacher, she said that you're very manipulative.
Yeah.
So it's like...
It kind of freaks me out now that I think about it, like the stuff I was saying. Because I'm like, what's suicide? Like, I just played dumb to it all. And then she's like explaining all this stuff to me. And I'm like, oh, well, that was my one friend. Like, I blamed it all on her. I'm like, she started it all. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, that's really horrible. I can't believe someone would do that. And I completely got away with it. And the sad thing is that wasn't even the only time that happened.
Serious?
Like, there was another time where I was at, we had like this little after school like daycare thingy that like I went to only in like 5th and 6th grade because that was when my mom started working again.
Mm-hmm.
So like, she didn't want us going home alone because like, God forbid, like something would happen to us. So like we were staying after, and like my principal's daughter used to run like the daycare service.
Mm-hmm.
And like she's a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, and I was kind of a mean kid. And like, so she was very much, okay, don't get offended.
Okay.
She was very much chunky.
Mm-hmm.
And so I might have like multiple times been making fun of her for her weight.
Well, you love my chunks, though.
Yeah, no, your chunks are beautiful, but I just didn't like her, so that's why I was going after her for her weight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so much so that she called her mom in the principal's office and was like, Ben's being, like, horrible. He won't stop making fun of me for my weight or whatever. So then she called me down to her office, and then again, I'm like, no, it wasn't me, it was my friend. Like, she's just mixing it up. I'm sorry, it's just I have a high voice. So she must have mixed it up with my girlfriend,
Wow.
And I got away with it again. And then my friend's mom got called in, and she got talked to.
Oh my God.
Because they're always like, Ben could never do that. Because, like, I mean, I graduated top of my class, like, from elementary school. And, like, I always did amazing in school. And there's like, yeah, Ben could never do that. He's too good of a kid.
Wow.
So, yeah. That's the kind of kid I was.
Any other stories you would like to add?
I don't know. I feel like I've already, like, incriminated myself enough.
I remember when we first met, and for some reason you didn't like me.
It's because I was becoming friends with our now Muslim friend.
Yeah, that's another story.
Mm-hmm. And, like, I felt like you were trying to get between us and, like, trying to make it so I couldn't join the friend group. So that's why I started going after you.
Which was weird because I wasn't.
I just felt like you weren't very friendly.
I wasn't?
You didn't come off as friendly to me.
Really? How?
I don't know. But yeah, it was weird because at first I was like, I don't like her. But then, like, you're the person I'm still friends with out of that group.
Which is kind of messed up.
Mm-hmm.
I remember at my, after, like, 7th grade, I had that birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just you and, what should I call him?
The ugly guy.
Wheels. We'll call him Wheels. Good enough. I'm lazy. Anyways, yeah, you and Wheels. And I invited, like, Sneezing, chunky one. And, Froman. Man, I'm not doing so well with, like, coming up with names. Anyways, yeah, those three didn't come because I don't remember why. They came up with a really stupid excuse. Mm-hmm. So it was only you and Wheels.
Oh my gosh, remember when we were sitting in the hot tub and, like, making up that story?
Of, like...
How I was a hooker from, like, Japan and I fucked Hitler.
Yeah.
Holy shit, we were messed up.
And then, like, we went back to the, hotel room, and, I kept sitting on Wheels' lap, and then I would sit on your lap.
Oh, yeah. That was kind of funny.
And then whenever I would sit on Wheels' lap, I would be like, ooh, what do I feel there? Because I think he was, getting excited down there.
Was he actually?
I think so.
That's so awkward.
So I'm like, ooh, what's going on there?
Something really awkward that I feel like I shouldn't say, but I think I have to.
Do it.
I think I might have gotten hard.
Really?
Like, slightly.
I think that did happen. It was either when I sat on your lap or someone else sat on.
I feel like it was when our Asian friend did.
I think so, yeah.
Because I think I did have a little bit of a crush on her back then.
Really?
I kid you not, in 7th grade. Yeah, no, I totally did.
Well, she was amazing. I liked her.
Yeah, I really liked her. I wish that she would have stayed friends with us.
She always squished my arm and called me Squishy. I'm like, okay, I'll roll with it.
I loved all the Filipino food her family made.
Oh my god, yes, those egg rolls. She would sometimes give them to me at lunch. Mm-hmm. Like, thank you. You were amazing.
We need to reconnect with her.
I don't know where she's in the cities, isn't she?
Yeah, and she has a bunch of Asian friends now.
Yeah. And I think the only, like, non-Asian person she talks to besides Who's It's is, how do I describe her? She's really obsessed with, like, Asian culture, but she's white.
I hate that bitch.
Yeah, she lives in I don't know if she still does, but, like, her family lives in my old neighborhood.
I was gonna say, is she's, like, still in town?
I don't know where she goes to school. I think she's also in the cities now that I think about it.
That wouldn't surprise me.
But she's like, and I think she has a bunch of Asian friends where she is now.
Good for them. I think it's weird when white people are interested in Asian culture. Like anime and all that stuff. Because, I mean, I find it weird.
There's only one anime show I watched that I actually liked. And it was when this girl was pretending to be a boy. And she was in this, like, club filled with boys. Yeah, it's hard to explain. You just have to watch it. I don't know why I liked it. Mm-hmm. So I should probably tell my fucked up life.
Mm-hmm, now that we're 13 minutes in.
Okay, once upon a time. You know what's funny? I think all of my, like, fucked up stories start in 3rd grade, too.
I think that's just when we start going downhill.
Yeah. Well, that was the same year. My parents had separated, and I was starting a brand new school because the boundaries for the school changed, so I got switched schools.
That's stupid.
I know. So I was at this brand new school with brand new people. There's like a few people from my other elementary school that had to go there because they're in like the same neighborhood as me. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the kids, though, refused to, like, switch schools, so they had to get driven to school. Yeah. Or they had to get dropped off somewhere random to get picked up. Like,
so awkward.
When I ended up switching back to that one school, I had to be dropped off at that one, little, Catholic elementary that's in that small town near your house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I would have to get dropped off there, and then take the bus from there to get to school when I switched back. But anyways, okay, so it all started in 3rd grade when I had to switch. And I had this really fucking mean teacher. We'll call her Narf. Good enough. Pinky and the Brain. Anyways, for those who watch Pinky and the Brain. So I had this teacher, Narf, and she did not like me. Like, I would give her notes Yeah, I know, that's bugging me too. I would give her notes to, like, excuse me from school and everything, and she would, like, throw them away. Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. And then, like, a couple months into school, I had this principal, and he was kind of weird. And he would take out the new students out into, like, the little library area, and he was all like, so what do you think of the school so far? Are you liking it? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I hate it here. I want to go back to my old school.
Nah.
I don't like the teachers and blah, blah, blah. And he just got mad at me. He's like, you just got to get used to it, you know? Like, you just got to get acclimated. You need to give it a chance. You're not giving it a chance. I'm like, okay. So, I would start noticing him everywhere after that. Like, he was, like, kind of mini stalking me throughout the school. Like, he was constantly coming into the classroom I was in. And then I attempted after school basketball, and he would be just standing there watching me play basketball. I'm like, what the fuck is your problem?
Maybe he had a crush on you.
Well, he was actually gay. And he used to be a bartender.
Who is he?
I'll tell you after.
No, I'm scared.
It's not who you think it is.
Well, yeah, I know it's not him, but I'm scared.
I actually can't really remember his last name. I think I remember it, but it's been such a long ass time.
Love to creep.
So, anyways, I hated that school so much that I ended up transferring back to my old school, and a lot of the friends that I used to have there were, like, kind of ignoring me, like, all the cool kids and shit like that, because I used to be one of the cool, popular kids, and they started ignoring me, so I ended up hanging out with only 2 people.
You're so cool.
When I used to have this huge group, I ended up with just 2 friends. Well, then I found out that the principal of that school was transferring to the school I was at in 3rd grade, so I went back.
Yay.
Because it was just more convenient, and plus it sucked having to, like, having to go somewhere else to, like, you know, do all that. Anyways, nothing too terribly crazy happened in 4th grade. I did gain a lot of weight because I was super depressed back then. So my mom put me on a diet, and that was the summer where I lost all my weight, I gained curves, and I started, like, you know, I started puberty. I got my period and everything all in that summer.
So you come back as a woman.
Pretty much, yeah. I had lost weight. I had, like, B-cup boobs.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even have an A-cup. I jumped from, like, a training bra to a B-cup like that.
Hashtag jailbait.
Pretty much, yeah, because I had, like, hips, you know, and everything, so... Anyways, that's when all my awkwardness and whatnot started. Like, I became more outgoing because of me not having so much weight, and I was, like, flirting with, like, some of the guys in, like, my class and everything, and then, like, I don't know, like, Who's It's, our one friend that is no longer with us right now. She in a better place. Well,
yeah, sure.
Well,
if you call Arizona better.
We would, like, tease the 5th grade teacher and stuff like that, because that was kind of our thing. And he was a guy too, so, and he was super pervy, like, her and I would always, like, make up these stories that he has a dungeon, like, somewhere in that school, and he takes all the girls in there and, like, traps them. I don't
normal.
Hey, you made up a suicide club.
No, it was my friend.
So, you come to me and say that normal or not.
Whatever.
So, anyways, like, we would just, like, make up shit like that. But no, he was super pervy. Like, he would always touch, like, my lower back, like, near my butt. And he would, like, touch my, like, inner thigh, kinda, sometimes. And he did that to other girls in the class, too. And, for certain subjects, like, when there would be, like, a new semester or whatever, we would switch classrooms, like, so we would go to the other 5th grade teacher.
Yeah.
And, like, the girls who would have to deal with him from, like, the other 5th grade class would, like, have to deal with his perviness too. So we weren't like the only ones that were dealing with this. So it was really awkward. And then 6th grade came along. That was a great year. We interacted with my 6th grade teacher a lot. Like, we were always, like, talking to him and shit like that. And, like, whenever we had, like, reading time, silent reading or whatever you want to call it, we would always sit, like, near his desk and shit. But yeah, just so many different crazy things happened. Like, one time when I was just reading, I think I was sitting on top of, like, one of the cabinets or whatever reading. He comes up to me, takes off my brand new shoes, and throws them in the trash can. I don't know why he did it, but he did.
The hell?
Like, just for no fucking reason whatsoever. Like, he just took off my shoes, and
I'd punch him in the face.
Well, I think it was kind of payback, because, like, Whoozits and I made fun of his, like, really gross, like, green-looking shirt, and told him it looked like puke.
Nah.
And that he needed to change shirts and stuff like that. So I think it was kind of revenge for that, but that's a little far.
You two sound like really nice little kids.
Well, when we were outside one time, because I don't remember why we were outside. I think he was like, let's just go outside and do whatever. I don't know, it was really random. Whoozits was like giving me a piggyback ride. And I was kind of leaning forward too much, and she, like, bent her foot, like, forward and kind of, like, messed it up. And she couldn't put pressure on it. And the teacher's like, stop, like, you know, jumping around like that, you know, you're fine, blah, blah, blah. And, like, everyone was telling her, like, even the music teacher and, like, the nurses were all like, you're being over dramatic, like, stop. And we're like, no, there's something seriously wrong here. And they're like, just, you know, whatever. And she ended up having to go to the hospital, and she had to get a splint on her foot.
Yeah.
And then we sassed him out in class when she came back.
As you should.
But no, like, I did, like, really fucked up things when I was a kid, though. Like, there was this one boy sneezing. I've talked about him in past videos.
Just a few times.
I don't know. We had a future, or not future, a past. My bad.
I was gonna say, where's this going?
Everywhere.
Shit.
Anyways, no, we've had this past where, like, for some reason, we just did not like each other. Like, it started in 5th grade. I never had noticed him really before, but he was friends with Wheels, and I really liked Wheels at that time. And then, anyways, so there's this, like, girl-boy dance thing happening, and they're like, you need to find a date, blah, blah, blah. And our friend in Arizona was freaking out because, you know, she's like, I don't know who to ask, you know, I don't really want to ask anyone, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, ask Wheels' friend sneezing. And she's like, no, I'm too, like, shy or nervous or whatever. So anyways, I did it for her. He interpreted as me asking him to go with me.
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know why. And then, like, Ariel ended up getting embarrassed and all this other stuff. And I think he kind of teased her a little bit. So I, like, bitched him out. And we just had this little bit of, like, a tiff. And then he moved into my neighborhood. And whenever I would go to Froman's house, he would be over. And, like, we would be kind of like, ugh, towards each other. And we would play stick wars, where we would just grab a stick from the woods and just kind of fight each other, like clank them together. Yes, that's what kids
You're true redneck kids.
pretty much, yep. And I would get a little aggressive with him, and I accidentally, like, slammed my stick, like, against his fingers by accident. Yeah, sure. And then I did other things too, like I pushed him off a swing at school. he dared me to give him a wedgie. Like, we were doing, like, a truth or dare thing in Froman's, like, basement, and I gave him a wedgie, and I think I broke his band, like, the band. My bad. Like, I did, like, shit like that. Like, I think I just had a lot of pent-up anger and I was taking it out on him.
You sound like a bully.
Well, I did bully our Arizona friend.
I remember you telling me that.
Yep, I was actually her bully. But then when I had, like, no friends at the new school I was forced to go to, she was, like, the only one that, like, would talk to me, really. And then we became friends from there.
And it became a budding relationship until junior year.
Pretty much. Actually, she claims freshman year, which shocks me.
That's so awkward.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and edit out her name.
That's probably a good idea.
You should probably show me how to do that.
It's like, I know how to do that.
Well, you figured out how to edit the noise out.
Psh, I know things.
Well, I'll figure it out. But yeah, so that was me being fucked up as a child.
Beautiful.
And like all the weird random shit that happened to me as a child. And then we became friends.
Hell yeah.
I still laugh at the baby face pictures of you. I'm like,
so hot.
I feel like I should post those on the World Wide Web.
Hell no.
Technically, they are on the World Wide Web because they're on my
Facebook.
Huh?
If you can find my Facebook.
Well, no, on my MySpace.
Do you still have your MySpace?
Yeah, I still have it up.
Hashtag I'm judging.
Well, I like went on it a couple times to like put a collage, like happy birthday picture of like for some of our friends and shit. And then I saw some of those pictures of you with your blurb first, and I had to send it to you.
I swear.
Oh, to be young again.
I know, right? Don't you miss being 14?
I miss being thinner.
You're beautiful just the way you are.
Oh, thank you. I know my chunks are very becoming.
They become you.
Hell yeah. So that concludes our fucked up childhood, and we're only getting worse with age.
Pretty much. If you listen to any of our other shit, you'd know that.
Yeah, I think like all the things I was doing / experiencing should have been warning signs to my parents of what they were going to deal with when I got older.
Yeah, I feel like, all the people in our lives should have really realized that we were train wrecks from a super young age.
Well, there was one other thing, too, that happened to me in 5th grade, but my mom doesn't know about it. I told my dad later on, but yeah. Yeah, I tried to kill myself in my bathroom.
In 5th grade?
Yep.
I thought that was 7th grade.
Nope. Well, I tried in 7th grade too, but no, my first attempt was in 5th grade.
Why the hell 5th grade?
I was very depressed. I don't remember why, but I just remember like running into the bathroom crying, and I locked the door, and I took a belt and wrapped it around my neck, and I was pulling as I put my head in a sink and tried to like drown myself and suffocate myself at the same time. So Steffi might have not been here.
Yeah, bitch, you best not be doing that anymore.
No. I could.
I could.
So yeah, I was really messed up. But yeah, my mom doesn't know about that.
Probably for the best. She's been such a great mother, though.
Yes, let's talk about that, shall we?
Hell yeah. Next podcast.
Oh, great. No one needs to hear this.
No. Too far.
But anyways, if you listened this far, congratulations. I'm impressed.
I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I feel sorry for anyone who actually listened to all of this.
We're such a mess.
How did we become that way? Well, I have an idea how I became that way. I don't know what happened with, there were things.
Yeah. I think it's our love of penis got us here. Like, if I were straight and you were a lesbian, I feel like we wouldn't have any of these problems.
Yeah, well, you know what's funny? funny too. Like I don't know why, but I was literally, I think, the only girl in my grade that didn't think boys were icky. Like from the start of pre-K, like I was like, be my boyfriend. Like I don't know.
You're a flirt.
I was boy hungry from the start.
Mm-hmm. You and me both.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we really should wrap it up. Anyways, thank you again for like listening to all this hot messness.
Mm-hmm.
If you enjoy our content, be sure to flirt with the subscribe button.
And as always, fondle that like button.
I know it's just sitting there minding its own business, but it won't mind.
I swear it's over 18.
That's not rapey at all. And also be sure to check out the description section. We have blogs where we talk about shit.
They super entertaining.
I promise.
Mm-hmm. We also have tweeters where we tweet.
Our tweets.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And I got a Snapchat.
Hell yeah, send dick pics.
Hell no, don't send dick pics. I will barf. I will send you the middle finger emoji.
No, you love it.
I always say, whenever I do get dick pics though, I send the middle finger emoji and the wave but emoji. Like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, bye.
Bye.